Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Now, this is breaking news, and this is according to Michael Benson with sportstalk.com, and it's regarding Deontay Wilder's potential deal. Michael Benson states that Shelly Finkel is claiming that Deontay Wilder's in talks for a 3-fight deal with Showtime that's worth as much or more than the DAZN deal, even if he doesn't fight AJ. He added that Wilder would have outs, so he's not tied down and could fight on DAZN or ESPN if needed. And that's also according to ESPN.com. So this just proves once again that Deontay Wilder is looking to avoid Anthony Joshua. And let me explain that. Because if you look into what Shelly Finkel is saying is, Deontay Wilder's in talks for a 3-fight deal with Showtime that's worth as much as or more than the DAZN deal. Now, we already know that Showtime doesn't have the budget to give Deontay Wilder as much as or more than they could give, than DAZN could give, because it's Showtime already has their budget locked up with the regular fights. And so if you look at guys like Tank Davis, they have to spread their fights out throughout the course of the year. And typically Showtime and PBC and Fox, all of these guys crowd their fights at the beginning of the year. And as the middle to the end of the year starts to come on, there's less and less fights because their budget starts running low and they have to start putting on pay-per-views. This year, Fox has already put on a pay-per-view. If you notice, last year, Deontay Wilder was on pay-per-view with Tyson Fury. They didn't have the budget to cover both of these guys' payday, as Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So what makes you think they'd have the budget to give Deontay Wilder in excess of $100 million? It's smoke and mirrors. And if you also look into what Shelly Finkel is claiming, he says, even if he doesn't fight AJ. So how are you going to be able to afford to give Deontay Wilder this massive payday if he doesn't fight AJ? Why is that even a stipulation in the contract? I thought he wanted to become undisputed. I thought he wanted to be one face, one name, one champion. Shouldn't that be his ultimate goal? Why is there always this exception if he doesn't fight AJ? This typically means to me is that Deontay Wilder doesn't want to fight, and since AJ can't be called as a mandatory, he's happy to avoid that fight. He's going to keep making outrageous demands. He's going to keep turning down very lucrative offers, and I guarantee you any deal that Showtime comes out with Deontay Wilder is not going to be worth it. He said he wants to be a free agent and not tied down. Well, you're taking the same 3-fight deal that you supposedly would have taken with DAZN. And here's the funny thing. You've already would have had 1 fight down. Why? Because you would have fought Dominic Breazeale right away. So it's a 2-fight deal, and you're going to get paid an huge amount for Dominic Breazeale that no one else will pay you. Showtime's not paying you that. And so this means you're taking a 4-fight deal because you're fighting on Showtime with Dominic Breazeale plus an additional 3 fights. And then I guarantee you all of the fights to make the money work is going to be pay-per-view. And that's the only way it's going to happen. So they're banking on Deontay Wilder coming out, being explosive, looking sharp and crisp. But what happens if something goes wrong? Because Deontay Wilder's not technically sound. What happens if Deontay Wilder's get caught on the chin? What happens then? You see when Tyson Fury pretty much put on a boxing master class against Deontay Wilder, but you don't have to beat Tyson Fury to beat Deontay Wilder. And old Luis Ortiz almost got Wilder out of there. So you have to look at it like this. Gerald Washington was winning rounds against Deontay Wilder. So what happens if Dominic Breazeale clocks Deontay Wilder? The paper champ is no more. And that means Showtime can invest that massive amount of money. And all of these fights have to be pay-per-view. Who else can you fight at this level to make that kind of money? No one. You have to fight Anthony Joshua, and even Tyson Fury is not as lucrative as he thought it was, because if you remember, they were giving away tickets to the fight. Their pay-per-views didn't crack 400,000 buys. These guys didn't do even close to 500,000. You were over 100,000 at least or more off. So if you can't even get to 500,000 pay-per-view buys, and if you're being offered a $100 million contract to fight Anthony Joshua, why would you avoid that for the potential of pay-per-view added fights with Showtime? And you're still saying, well, you want to be a free agent, you want to be out. And why would you need an opt-out for a 3-fight deal? Theoretically, you could fight 3 fights this year. You could have fought Dominic Breazeale, you could have fought AJ later, and then you could have fought AJ again at the end of the year because you guys have all this. Or you could have fought him by the beginning of the year, and boom, you're already done with your contract. It makes no sense. You're not going to get as much guaranteed money. These guys are looking for ways to avoid these big fights, and it's abundantly clear. He wants to fight a guy he feels like does not have the power to put him to sleep. And that's going to be Tyson Fury. But the thing about Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury can go 12 rounds. Tyson Fury may even be able to wear you down in this next fight, because that fight will eventually happen. Tyson Fury has already shown you once he take the Wilder fight and humiliate him, he will do it again. And the problem with that is Deontay Wilder's not looking for Anthony Joshua, because this deal further exposed him. This guy said even if the fight with AJ doesn't happen, that should not even be in your plans. You would want the fight to happen. This proves also that PBC is trying to protect all of their fighters. They don't want Errol Spence going to fight Terrence Crawford. They don't want Deontay Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua. They don't want, Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Vasyl Lomachenko. These guys are trying to protect all of their fighters on their network and not work with other promotional banners. This is what these guys are doing. And at the end of the day, it will be continue to be exposed. Deontay Wilder and many of his comrades are ducking, and we have to be honest and unbiased. Once again, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.